What's happening, everybody? Jermaine Andre here, and I'm here to give you my opinion on the incident that happened when the protesters blocked Highway 70 up here by the St. Charles Bridge in the Maryland Heights Earth City Expressway area. The incident is where a police officer, one of the protesters, the police officer were moving everybody off of the street, and the protester fled, ran past the police officer. The police officer slammed him to the ground, and a lot of people didn't like the way he was slammed. So I've been asked my opinion as a trainer of security and bodyguards and a martial arts expert. Do I think the officer mishandled him, or if he handled him correctly? I already gave my opinion on Facebook, but now I'm going to go ahead and elaborate a little bit more. So let's watch it together. Well, there the cops are cuffing him. We see him getting handcuffed. We're going to see it again in slow motion here. Boom. Here we go again. Sit down. Okay, and I'm laughing because there was very little harm done there. The first thing is, I'm always going to say, number one, okay, a lot of people have this whole protesting thing against the Mike Brown thing has given a wrong idea regarding protesting. First of all, everyone has to understand, don't confuse a rioter with a protester. That's number one. Protesting is the reason that some of you, my white friends, that we can talk, because a lot of people protested racism, sexism. A lot of women, the reason you can vote today is because of protest. So a protest is an American thing. The union protests all the time whenever there's unfair work. The union jumps up and protests the first thing they do. Now we have to understand about the way protesting should be done. Do I agree with blocking traffic, stopping emergency vehicles? Here's somebody with a 10-year-old sitting in the back seat that's got to go to the bathroom. What are you going to tell? What are you going to tell this person? Screw your kid. We're dealing with an issue. Tell your kid, let them pee in the seat, or take them and let them pee on the side of the road. This is the kind of stuff that has to be considered when you're stopping traffic like that. You're stopping movement. So I totally am 100% against that. I think that protesting should be done correctly. It should have been done on the side of the road. They would have been seen. They would have got media attention and all that stuff. Now, in regards to this guy who busted through after the cops got everybody moving nicely. I didn't see no tear gas guns or nobody got hit with a nightstick or anything. So they nicely got everybody moving, and he busted through the line. There's something that I think a lot of people don't think about, that even I have to train, security and bodyguards, police, all those types of people who deal with, these types of issues of dealing with uncontrollable individuals. And that's about someone who's agitating, about escalation, situations like that. And this guy was running. The first thing that any officer who has half a brain should be thinking, that I tell personally, I'm not a police officer. I never was a police officer. Some of you guys know my history, and I was on the other side before. So this is not about me kissing the cops' butt or anything. This is about me speaking common sense for a human being, and them having respect and care for their own life when they're in a position of trying to protect and serve other people. So first of all, when somebody breaks through and flees like that, the first thing I would think, and any cop should think, is this dude might have a weapon. He might have a gun. He might have a knife. He's going to escalate this situation, and he needs to be stopped immediately. Hardcore stop. It's his fault for taking off running like that. He's the one who caused this to happen by doing what he did. Now, so that's the first thing. If this guy had a weapon, Now, if he had a weapon and took a gun out, started shooting everybody, then everybody said, why didn't the cops grab him when he first busted through? Why didn't they should have hit him with a knife? Why didn't they tase him when he was in there? So it's always, this fault whenever something goes psycho. Well, a cop is supposed to think and automatically assume that this person may be dangerous. If a cop doesn't think like that, he's an effing idiot. And anybody who thinks a cop shouldn't think like that, you just don't care about cops' lives, and that's the truth. So let's keep it real like that. All right. So when this dude busts through, number one, that's the fact that he may be dangerous, he may be armed. Who knows what he's about to do? So he needs to be boom, intervene, boom, shut down, neutralize him immediately, stop him. Okay. So that's the first thing. Secondly, even if he wasn't armed, he could have agitated the situation, escalated, got everybody else running back out into the street, made things wilder. Could have got to the point where somebody decided to punch a cop, push a cop. You know, now a cop that brings nice, he hit somebody. Now somebody hit the cop. Now a gun because somebody else got shot. Now we've got another issue like this to deal with. So this guy needed to be shut down immediately. The way the officer slammed him, I think it was perfect. I think it made a statement. You know, he put him down. The officer didn't injure himself, and he didn't injure. I don't think he seriously injured this person. I watched the way he hit, and his feet hit the concrete, the side of his thigh. He might have a bruise on his hip. You know, I'm sure he's probably gonna try and get a lawsuit for a fractured hip bone or something like that. But the main thing you have to see when he does, I'm gonna show it to you here as I speak. Let's move back a little bit. When he runs, and it's something that a lot of people don't know about. And if you're a football player, you know where I'm coming from, okay? When he's running, I'm trying to get this backed up here. When he's running, he has body weight moving. This is a big guy. He's not a little bitty guy. So his body weight, when he hits this police officer, could have knocked the officer over. But if you watch what the officer did, you know, he's somebody who's got some kind of training, whether it's just in throwing little idiots around or the martial arts. He transferred his body weight, took his body weight and sent it into the ground. Watch. He's moving. And when he grabbed him, he could have easily knocked the officer off balance, knocked the officer over, made him roll an ankle, twist a pinky toe, whatever it is. You know, these officers shouldn't out there be having to be worried about getting hurt every 5 seconds, to be willing to get hurt because they're dealing with some kind of clown. So I totally think he handled it good. If I was in that police officer situation, I would have probably slammed him in the same manner, or I would have hip tossed him. I would have done something to put him on the ground, and at the same time to make a statement to everybody else who was looking and thinking about doing what he just did, that they better not do it. You know, he could have tased him. You know, and then if he'd have tased him, everybody said that was really, really unfair. But I really think that is, you know, that's what happened. Another point I'd like to make real quick is, I don't know what everybody's thinking when they're out there messing with these police officers. We have to be for real with what a police officer is. A police officer is a person who, when you're afraid, when this buck wild psycho crazed idiot goes out of hand and you can't handle it, or they can't handle, whoever it is, you call these police officers to come handle something you can't handle. So they're trained badass, they're trained tough guys, they're trained killers. They can shoot to kill, because when the serial killer, when the Dexters and, you know, and the Ted Bundys and all them who get ready to chop everybody up and everybody want to run and hide from them, they're scared to defend themselves. These are the guys that are supposed to go in there and risk their lives to take him out. So you can't sit here and train a pit bull and expect a pit bull to be a pit bull attack dog, but then you want to go and sticks at him and put your finger all over him and smack him around and put the boots to him, and then when he bites you, say, oh my God, I can't believe my attack pit bull bit me. So my message to everybody, quit messing with these cops, man. You know, the police officers out there, some of them, this is the truth to it all. You know, every holiday when we're sitting around getting drunk and parlaying and having a good time and throwing up what we couldn't handle, holding our liquor, these police officers out there working the streets, you know, not having a good time with their family sitting at home unsafe. And like I said, I'm not saying this to kiss no cops' butt, because that's not what I'm about. You know, there's some dirty cops out there, and they some little punks, man. And I tell them that to their face. And if you don't believe me, read my book, Muay Tiger, and you'll see I've told some cops that straight to their face and went beyond that point of even telling them to their face. So that's not the whole issue. But the issue is us looking at our police officers, and, you know, as for what they are our watchdogs. Stop turning them against us. They're the ones who are supposed to be there to protect us. Quit acting like you don't need the police, because that's bullcrap. If you somewhere and somebody breaking your wife out in your house while your wife at home or while your kids at home, and they call, oh my God, honey, somebody's getting ready to come in here and kill him, he's got a knife and a gun. The first thing you're gonna do is call the cops, honey. Call the cops. And what's that cop gonna do? He's gonna come in there and get your family out of there, get them to safety while his family's sitting at home without him. Then he's gonna go back in and go after the psycho and take a chance of getting killed to get the psycho out of your house. Why you don't have to do nothing except sit and complain about how you hate cops. So let's keep it real, man. I can't stand bull crap. I can't stand people that stand on fake stuff. That right there was very appropriate. That guy should have been set down just like he was. He wasn't slammed on his head. He wasn't slammed on his shoulder. The cop did not do anything to try to injure him. You know, he wasn't even tased. And he could have tased him. That's what he should have did, was lit him up and let everybody get a lesson, quit messing with the police. So that's my opinion, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry.